know it's been over a month since I posted the last video, but life just got busy. But I'm back and I have a really good video for you. This video is about the Calgary International Film Festival day, so I think you're gonna like this, and this is gonna be a long one, so I hope that will make up a little bit about the absence. So like I said, this was a big day, so I wrote down a few things because I didn't want to forget anything. Well, I probably will forget something, but I will try to remember most of what happened. So the day started a little bit later because before the event we decided that we would meet with other fans, and that was not until 2 o'clock, so we had the whole morning off, so to speak. You remember about the interview I told you before the trip? Well, that was published on Saturday because it was sort of related to the event, so it was nice to finally read it. I read the online version because I couldn't get a hold of an actual copy of the paper, and the paper, I don't think I mentioned the name, but it is, or was, Calgary Herald. I will put the link to the online version below, but I actually got the real article from Isabel after the trip, so it's something to remember the trip by. It's really weird because, you know, this was on the front page or somewhere at the beginning of the magazine, and you know, it's Mitch, Georgie, so it just tells about, like, there's something Heartland related coming up, and this is the actual article. So this is there's a picture of Amy in it, and then there's a picture of fans who came all the way from Australia, so they were kind of a big part of the article as well. And then there was me and Izzy and Steve, who are also regulars on my blog, so you might have seen them around. And it's so weird because my name is in here, like in Calgary Herald, my name is in here. So it goes on and on, yeah, there's something about meeting each other in this diner where we went at 2 o'clock, and then there's like just general stuff like how we got into the show and why we like it and all that stuff. But again, I will put the link down below if you haven't already read it. I shared it during my trip, so you might have, but if you haven't, I'll share it with you now. Anyway, we went to Red's Diner, and the reason why we picked that place is because the cast has been there a few times. Also because it's owned by Heartland's, one of Heartland's makeup artists, Donna Fuller, I hope I'm saying the name right. So that was the reason why we chose the place, because we wanted there to be some kind of Heartland relation, and this is the one in Ramsey, and in Calgary, naturally. So we went there 2 o'clock, and there were 13 of us fans from all over the world, and this was my first time meeting most of these people. Like on the previous day I had already met Izzy and Harley and his wife and then Brenda, but most of these people I met on that day were new to me, so it was pretty exciting. And I was a little bit nervous, like how are we gonna like do the conversation, because it's a pretty big group after all. But we arrived there on 2 o'clock, and we already saw people standing outside, and I knew who was who, well, mostly. And for some reason we had a reservation, but the place was full, or it couldn't fit 13 people, so we had to wait outside for a little while. But it was actually pretty good, because it gave us time to get to know each other and, you know, ask about how their trip had been so far. And on my blog, I had joked with Carla and Steve that they would have to learn to say something in Finnish when we meet. And when I got there, Steve was already there, and he did not do it properly. Like, he had it on his phone and he showed me like, this is the sentence, I don't know how to say this. And so it didn't work. But then Carla came there and she had like mastered the sentence, so it was pretty funny, because it was like 2 different types of ways to surprise me. So it was pretty funny. So eventually we got inside, and they put tables together so they could fit all of us. And then we ordered some food. I think I had like wraps, and then my sister and I took pancakes with maple syrup, because, you know, we were in Canada, so we had to. And the food was great, the company was great. Yeah, we had a really good time. And then at some point I offered the sweets that I have brought with me from Finland, and it was pretty entertaining to see them, taste them. Like, I had 3 varieties. I had milk chocolate, which was, well, it wouldn't, like, I gave that first.
And the other thing too is, my son can tell you how to get around the city, because it's not like
Should have picture of her taking a picture. No, I got one.
but like, since he doesn't have a handheld, he's not allowed to do. He has a
Then I gave the salty licorice.
Although we got one in some compromising because I got family up in Edmonton about 3 hours a month.
Of course, it never breaks.
We go on visit family. And I will cut things a little bit of slack.
Yeah, gotta have it. Finished chocolate.
And then the final one was I think like the hardest one was the Turkish pepper.
Chocolate never gets old. I don't care where that chocolate comes from. Chocolate is always.
Yeah.
flour in it or wheat?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you got a weird look in your face.
Yeah, just I'm not taking those back, so eat it all.
This one's too spicy. It's actually quite nice.
Is it that flour? Or wheat?
I think so. Yeah, I think those are the only ones that don't
Okay
have.
then. When those come around, I'll try.
Yeah, you might want to check first though.
Okay, it started out like these look very nice. It kind of took a weird turn. It sticks to your teeth real good. Say that out loud. I think that was Harley. Yeah. Because it sticks to your teeth. What was that little dark one?
The dark one? It was like, yeah, salty licorice.
Sort of salty, like yeah. Not like the red Twizzlers that we have.
Either way.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Oh, hey!
What do you think, Caleb?
It's interesting, isn't it?
I can do the same way. I know exactly.
Then, as we were about to head out, Carla, like before the trip, Carla had asked me and others, asked me about my sister's favorite characters on the show and mine as well. So I wasn't sure what that was about, but I was about to find out after the dinner because she gave us gifts and I didn't know what to expect, but it was a really nice gesture. And she gave me this gift, and it was the same one for my sister as well because her favorites are the same as mine. So she had made this, like I'm not sure, I think that's, it's like drawn or painted or something like that, but basically amazing. So here's Ty and Amy from season 6, the proposal moment, well not the moment, but you know, the episode, and that's, wow, this is amazing. So when I got home I put this on my night table because it's amazing and I want to look at it every day. So that was amazing. So the dinner was a success, and after that, like after 2 hours, we headed out, and because it was hard to take a picture of all of us and we wanted all to be in the picture, so we asked a waitress to take a group picture of us outside the diner, and this is one of the pictures she took. So some of the people at the diner had come there with like public transportation or something like that, so we kind of decided to take fewer cars and just go as groups. So I asked Carla and Gail to join us, so we would go to the Flame Central together, and it was pretty funny trip. It didn't last long, it was like 10 minutes or something, but either way, we were driving, and I think Carla was giving my sister instructions, and yep, my sister has hard time telling left and right apart sometimes, and I guess she was a little bit nervous because she was driving in Calgary, in a city she's never been in, so she was a little bit nervous. So when Carla said, I think she said left, she took a right, and we ended up somewhere not where we were supposed to be, which seems to be the theme of the trip. So anyway, Carla was really nice. She was holding the GPS and she was like, oh, you took a wrong turn, but you know, that's okay, we just turn around. And then I think she said, or yeah, I think it was her who said recalculating. So we all laughed because we knew that, you know, what it meant.
Continue on current route for 79.5 kilometers. Recalculating.
That make you feel better?
And it was one of those moments like where you are just so happy to be around people who will get these like references. It was pretty rainy, like it was pretty gray day. So when we got to the Flame Center, it was cold and it was like we thought that it would rain. So we were wondering what would happen with the red carpet thing because it was outside, and you know, it looked like it was about to rain. But we went there and we saw this like big sign that said Heartland. It was over the entrance. It was one of those surreal moments. And not too long after that, we just took like a very short walk and we saw Ty's truck. It was there on the street, so we immediately felt drawn to it. So we went there and just had a look and took some pictures, which I will show you here. Not too long after that, we saw this guy coming toward us. He was wearing a backpack and he was like, excuse me, I gotta get something from your truck. I had never seen this guy, but I had a pretty good idea who he was. And you know, Izzy was there and she had met him before, and this was the show's publicist, Gordon, and I had talked to him briefly over email because of the interview and then the studio tour, which would happen the next day. So Izzy said hi to him and he was like, oh hey, and then after a little while she introduced us and she told him this is Soile from Finland, and then Gordon was like, oh yeah, and I think he gave me a hug or something. Anyway, it was very warm welcoming, and we just we talked a little bit, and then he had to run somewhere and he was like, can you hold my backpack for a little while? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he gave me his backpack and we just sort of stood there for a while while he ran his business. And he was pretty funny because, you know, this was the first time meeting him, and he was like, yeah, I trust this stranger to take care of my backpack. And for a while I kept thinking, is there a bomb in this backpack? But yeah, it was all good. And then they started fencing the truck so people couldn't get near it, but I actually got to touch Ty's truck, so I was the few of the lucky ones because we got there really early. And then after that, we started lining up for the red carpet. There was this like poster behind the red carpet. I think we waited like an hour or so before anyone would even walk down the carpet. And while we waited, we saw a lot of people like arranging stuff, and there was like they put up this like open tent above the red carpet, so in case it would rain, it wouldn't be that bad, and you know, the photographers could take their pictures without the people being dripping wet and all that. So we stood very close to the spot, and there was not many people when we arrived there, but as soon as we got there, people started coming up, and we just waited there for a long time. But it was all good because, you know, we were among friends, and you know, we were waiting something really exciting. So it wasn't that bad, even though it was really cold. At first, there were like few interviewers going around. One of them was this Inside Canada show guy who had this crazy hair, and he was all excited and enthusiastic and jumping around, and you know, he was really excited. And then he asked us to be in his video like as a background, and he asked us to scream whenever the camera was on us. So I will show you a little clip about that, and then I will put the video he took from the event down below, and so you can see the behind the scenes stuff and then what actually came out of it.
Go crazy, okay? You guys ready? I'm gonna give you guys a 3 count. Here we go. 1. Start here. I'm gonna keep, when the camera's on you, go crazy. Here we go. 1, 2, go.
And after that, there was this like this woman with red hair, and she looked like something out of 50s. She looked like 50s housewife, and I didn't know who she was until she gave me this like card. She wanted to do like small interviews with the fans because the cast wasn't there yet, and she thought it would be interesting for the audience to hear what Heartland meant for us. So she asked people where they were from. This was the start of something that became a thing called Finland people. So she asked everyone where they were from, and you know, there were people from Canada, like all over the country, and then there were people from the USA. So that was like, she was surprised, like, really, are you from USA?
Hold on. Boston, like Boston, Massachusetts. High five. All right. So, sweetie, where are you from? That's awesome. And you guys are all fans of Heartland. And I'm going to just grab a couple of you, and I'm going to ask you, what is it about Heartland that kind of, I grew up, I'm quite old, so I grew up with Laura Ingalls. A little bit taught me so many things in my life, and it was my safe space to go when I was a kid and I needed somewhere to connect. So if I could ask a couple of the young ladies here, what is it about Heartland that speaks to you? It's not a Kardashianized. Yeah, we don't need any more of that, eh? We need real. We need real.
And then she came to us, my sister and me, and she was like, "Where are you from?" And we were like, "Finland." And she was like, "Finland?" Like, she went crazy. And so later, whenever she was interviewing anyone from the show, she brought up like, there's people all over the world, like there's people from Finland, and she kept pointing at us. So pretty much the whole cast knew that we were from Finland before we even went inside. There were people behind us, and so because we got this attention, they kept joking, "I'm with the Finland people, like I'm special too," or something, and it was pretty funny. So anyway, she did a small interview with us. She asked like how we found out about the show, and she did like a video of that, but I don't think she has put that up even now, so I don't know if it was any good, but when she does, I will post it on my vlog. But I don't know if it went well, but yeah, hopefully it did, because many people like to see it. So eventually it was time for the cast to walk down the red carpet, and the first one was Spartan. They took their time with him, or it was not actually Spartan, it was Stormy who plays Spartan most of the time. And so they walked him out of his trailer.
He's gonna walk the red carpet. Over there. Steve's got long arms.
Kind of comes up.
I could tell everyone was really excited to see him, and he was gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. And everyone was really excited to see him, but because, you know, he's a horse and he's in this environment that's kind of strange, like people were very careful to make noises, like everyone was like, yay!
Niin kun ei uskalla.
Oh my goodness.
Because they didn't want to freak him out. So he took his time on the red carpet, everyone was taking pictures, and this guy with the crazy hair from Inside Canada show even interviewed him. He made the noises himself, which you can see here.
20 seasons! 20 seasons? That's epic! What was your biggest role here? Well, what did you do? Well, I guess that's what you do. Thank you, Miss Martin. You're welcome. I'm new inside.
Then Amber was the first one who walked the red carpet after Spartan. She was with her mother, and Izzy, who was like standing kind of in front of me, was actually helping her friend Jay-Z, who runs the Facebook page for Amber and the Twitter. So she was taking pictures from, you know, fans' point of view, and that's also why I got featured on her page, her Facebook page, because you know, Izzy sent Jay-Z the pictures and she posted them. And anyway, Amber was the first one with her mother, and they did a few interviews, and stood there for a while so everyone could take pictures. It was strange because when she walked down, I wasn't like freaking out. It was just like I would have seen an old friend or something. Because, you know, I've been watching her for years now, so I knew her mannerisms and, you know, her way of talking, and everything was just exactly like it is in interviews and the show. And it was not that strange actually, so. She did a few interviews, and then Michelle was the next one. They had these like little signs that said everyone's name, so people could get like excited before they even walked down. So Michelle was next, and she was absolutely beautiful. Like, I loved her style. Her dress was amazing, and there was this little girl with a rose, and she went to Michelle and gave her the rose, so it was like perfect combination with her dress.
Trevor, I
Then next up was Graham. When they showed his name, everyone was like freaking out. And then he came out, and he had this long hair that you've seen on the show, or it's even longer than it is in the show right now. So everyone was like, his hair. That's all I heard when he walked down the red carpet with his wife. So I just knew that that would be the reaction, because you know, earlier that day Michelle and Graham had been on this Women of Inspiration event, and she had this like Instagram story with him, and he had long hair, and I think she might have even posted a picture of that. So I knew what to expect, but it seemed like most of these people didn't know. So I kind of expected everyone to freak out about his hair, because that's what everyone still does whenever his hairstyle changes. So that was all I could hear, and screaming, of course, because, you know, everyone was freaking out because he's amazing. much what he said during the interviews because I wasn't that close, but I heard him say things like that there's gonna be a barn fire this season, and then he was really excited about this season, but he couldn't give much away because it would spoil everything. Obviously, this had something to do with the Mongolia thing. He was very smiley and happy, and it made me happy because it was great to see him, you know, enjoying the event.
Antagonistic man. I said, oh, typecast again.